Good afternoon. On behalf of the administration, faculty, staff, and members of the 143rd Corps of Cadets at Georgia Military College, we'd like to welcome you to the Academic Honors Parade. I am Cadet Finlay Garrett.
And I am Cadet Vanessa Alvarez, and we will be your narrators for this afternoon's parade.
At Georgia Military College, great emphasis is placed on helping our students become men and women of character. To this end, the four components of the GMC experience are academic, physical, military, and character, which work together to produce leaders of character and promote leadership excellence. Today we want to thank those members of our GMC faculty that have been instrumental in the development of GMC's future leaders.
To join us in this celebration, Georgia Military College extends a special welcome to guests and dignitaries who have joined our GMC Reviewing Officer, Major General David Coburn, and we would like to recognize a few of the distinguished members. Mr. George Hogan, Chairman, Georgia Military College Board of Trustees. Henry Craig, County Commissioner Chair.
Already formed on Grant Parade are members of the Georgia Military College Band. The band commander is Cadet Captain Katarina Knapp. The company First Sergeant is Cadet First Sergeant Jasmine Smith.
Our nation's colors and the 143rd Corps of Cadets are now marching onto Grant Parade. The regiment comprised of 4 battalions will form on the field to begin this afternoon's ceremony.
The Cadet Regimental Adjutant, Cadet Major Jennifer Trejo, directed the band to sound Adjutant's call and is conducting the Adjutant's march to center herself on the regiment to begin today's ceremony.
The commander of troops is now moving to the front of the field with his staff to receive the formation from the adjutant. The commander of troops for today's ceremony is Cadet Colonel Jabril Bennett.
Sound off is a ceremonial tradition that dates back to the Crusades when military bands marched and countermarched before units designated to take part in the upcoming battle.
Sound off! Regiment! Battalion! Up and move! Retreat and move!
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as the Georgia Military College Band plays Ruffles and Flourishes. Traditionally, Ruffles and Flourishes is played for civilian dignitaries and general officers. This afternoon, Major General Coburn defers honors to our guest speaker, Dr. Christopher Markwood.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Order! Order! Move! Parade! Parade! Move!
Again, welcome to Georgia Military College and the 2022 Academic Honors Parade. Your host for today's ceremony is the GMC Senior Vice President for Community College Operations, Major General David Coburn.
Regiment! Battalion! Up and move! Persons to be honored next, colors and serve! Move!
The Commander of Troops has ordered the colors to come forward for presentation. The term colors originated around the 17th century in the days when armies first adopted the regimental system. It was then decided that each regiment should be assigned a color. These colors not only made each regiment easy to identify, but also served as a rallying point on the battlefield. Today we refer to our nation's flag, the state flag, and the command flag as colors.
Sir, the colors are present.
Son to command.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the national anthem. For our guests in uniform and our veterans as desired, please render the hand salute. For our guests in civilian clothes, please place your right hand over your heart.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Major General Coburn and our special guest, Dr. Christopher Markwood, will now present the Distinguished Order of the Servant Leader Award. This award recognizes character excellence for those members of the GMC family who have volunteered at least 100 hours of community service in 1 year. Please hold applause until all recipients have been announced. This afternoon, we congratulate Griffith Greenwood. James Mall. Antoinette Durham. Hayden Lance. The third award for the Servant Leader Medal recognizes volunteers who have donated at least 300 hours of community service. This afternoon, we congratulate Isaiah Clintscales. Jude Raburn. Joshua Craddock.
The seventh award for the Servant Leader Medal recognizes volunteers who have donated at least 700 hours of community service. This afternoon, we congratulate Danica Russia.
Please let's give a round of applause to these servant leaders.
Ladies and gentlemen, the GMC Senior Vice President for Community College Operations, Major General David Coburn.
Mr. Hogan, Mr. Craig, friends and family of Georgia Military College, on behalf of Lieutenant General William B. Caldwell IV, welcome to the Academic Honors Parade. So it's a beautiful day. The Corps Cadets look great. Let's have a big round of applause for the 143rd Corps Cadets. And I know we've already done it, but one more round of applause for our servant leaders. What a great honor. So I'm honored to be able to fill in for Lieutenant General Caldwell, the Georgia Military College President, as the reviewing officer for the parade today. About 2 months ago, General Caldwell called and said, I've got 2 questions for you. First, can you be in Milledgeville on the 25th of March for the parade? The answer to that question was easy. When the 3-star asks you to be somewhere, you go. The second question was, could you get Dr. Chris Markwood, the Columbus State University president, to be the guest speaker for the Academic Honors Parade? And I am proud to say I was able to accomplish that. We are honored to have Dr. Markwood, the 5th president of Columbus State University, as our guest speaker today. Dr. Markwood has been the CSU president since June 2015 and has done an incredible job continuing the CSU reputation for excellence in education and community involvement. In 2017, Dr. Markwood was appropriately named as one of Georgia's 100 most influential people by Trend magazine. If you visit downtown Columbus, you will be impressed by the beauty of the CSU downtown campus. CSU has been and continues to be instrumental in making the downtown area a welcoming place to visit. Dr. Markwood is a true friend of Georgia Military College. He has worked with me for the past 2 years to look for innovative ways to provide opportunities for students in the Columbus area. I am fortunate to have him as a partner in education and as a personal friend. And as I stand here, a 1982 graduate of Columbus State University, it gives me particular pride to welcome our guest speaker today, Dr. Chris Markwood.
Well, thank you, Major General Coburn. For me, any star who asks me to do something, I say yes. And my appreciation as well to President Caldwell for the invitation to join with your families and faculty and staff of Georgia Military College to celebrate your academic achievements today. Character, above all, defines the experience for Georgia Military College's Corps of Cadets. It serves as a reminder of your true north. The idea, as several have coined the trait, that character is a true test of any person when you think no one is watching. That sticks with me. As a student, a teacher of political science, as a university professor, and especially as a husband and a father, upholding my own sense of character and expecting it of others is paramount. Your motto, character above all, tells me character is equally important here at Georgia Military College. Ask anyone to define character, and you're bound to get many varied descriptions. Honesty, integrity, accountability, loyalty, courage, ambition, compassion, humanity, humility, resilience, discipline. See, I told you there'd be a variety of definitions, so many that you can't even count them on one hand. For me, though, self-sacrifice is among the top of the list. Self-sacrifice is a difficult concept to grasp these days, especially in this me world where others grapple for the spotlight at the sake of pushing others out. Placing others first, allowing the needs of the many to outweigh the needs of the few. All for one, one for all. From Christianity to Judaism, Islam to Native American tradition, and the words of children's television show host Mr. Rogers, the idea of treating others as or better than you would treat yourself resonates. To me, that concept can also be articulated through the concept of servant leadership, the goal we as leaders should set for ourselves through our service. Robert Greenleaf is credited with founding the servant leader philosophy back in the 1970s. His principle calls for the servant leader to first be a servant. Being a servant is a calling, a natural feeling that one wants to serve first. Many of you, I expect, were drawn to Georgia Military College with that calling in mind, even if military service itself is not your final professional destination. I serve because I am the leader, and I am the leader because I serve, Greenleaf said. But sometimes we must keep our egos in check and push our pride out of the way. Greenleaf is credited as the father of servant leadership. Bill Turner is recognized for championing this leadership trait in the Columbus area. The former chairman and CEO of the W.C. Bradley Company demonstrated through his leadership and value how the servant leadership philosophy could revolutionize business and society. To him, the impact of people caring about one another as servant leaders was more important than any accolades he might receive. And although he passed away in 2017, Mr. Turner's legacy and spirit of servant leadership remains and permeates much of the way we do business in Columbus. Leadership is an opportunity for service, not an opportunity for power. And it must reach outside the organization in many ways to create a caring community and ultimately build a better world. Mr. Turner wrote in his book on the topic, which is required reading throughout American colleges and universities, and has been translated into numerous foreign languages. On my first day as president at Columbus State University, I was able to have lunch with Mr. Turner. And when we met in person, he was ailing a bit, but it was clear he was still a giant thought leader and an advocate, not just for Columbus State University, but for education and the way it can empower others. He welcomed me graciously and quickly made sure I understood that Columbus is a place where no dream is too big. And I came to see his vision and how his actions shaped our university and this community in ways that most will never understand. The concept of servant leadership is so powerful, so compelling, that Columbus State University would later adopt it as one of our core values. And I understand that Georgia Military College equally values servant leadership, making duty and service elements of its moral compass, and honoring students, faculty, and staff alike through its distinguished order of the servant leader. We at Columbus State University define servant leadership as effective, ethical service through empowerment and service. While each of us have differing hopes and dreams, career paths and personal goals, we all can share in the opportunities and benefits of leading through service to others. And Mr. Turner's vision for leadership is one that holds no bounds either. I was humbled earlier this week as generations of the Turner family gathered in Columbus at Columbus State University to celebrate his legacy. Two other things related to Bill Turner you may not know, but should. First, like his father and grandfather before him, Mr. Turner served on the board of directors of none other than Coca-Cola. But Coca-Cola is an Atlanta-based company. What's the connection, you might ask, to Columbus? Well, it was Columbus drugstore owner John Pimpleton's late 1880s concoction of Pimpleton's French wine cola, a nerve tonic that was invented in Columbus and became Coca-Cola. While the company would eventually settle in Atlanta, Coca-Cola's origins in Columbus are immortalized through local companies and buildings around the town that bear the names of Woodruff Turner and Bradley families, who have for decades helped lead the Coca-Cola enterprise. So back to what happened at Columbus State University this week. Our celebration with the Turner family on Tuesday included formally recognizing a $1 million contribution and investment in servant leadership from the Coca-Cola Foundation to name the Center for Servant Leadership in honor of Mr. Bill Turner. I tell you this not to brag about Columbus State or the way we go, but instead to emphasize the value of communities like ours, institutions like Georgia Military College, and global brands like Coca-Cola place on servant leadership. To emphasize that your teachers, your faith leaders, and your future employers value character. When you think they're not watching, they are. That should be a constant reminder to you to keep character. Congratulations again on your academic achievements and for allowing me to share this special moment with you. Thank you.
In recognition of his leadership and exemplary service in the development of servant leaders at Columbus State University, Dr. Markwood is being presented with the GMC Sabre by the Regimental Commander, Cadet Colonel Jabril Bennett, Chairman of the Board of Trustees, George Hogan, and Major General David Coburn, on behalf of the 143rd Corps of Cadets. Dr. Markwood epitomizes the concepts of leadership and character that we want our students to emulate.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as Cadet Ava Stanzi recites the cadet prayer. Almighty God, General of all life's forces, Commander of nature, we praise thy holy name. Visit thy presence upon us and all former GMC cadets. Reinforce us in our quest for knowledge, integrity, and leadership. Instill in us humanitarianism and bless our enemy, whoever he might be. Extinguish from our daily lives greed and envy, and make us champions of right and ladies and gentlemen of honor. May we glorify thy name in victory and be courageous in defeat. Help us ever to think first of our comrades, and secondly of ourselves, and always of thee. Guide our footsteps and cleanse our minds. May we be first in the service of our country and first in thy service. Lead us, O Lord, that we might lead. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
the regimental commander of the 143rd Corps of Cadets and commander of troops for today's parade is Cadet Colonel Jabril Bennett.
Members of the regimental staff are Cadet Major Jennifer Trejo, Regimental S1 and Adjutant, Cadet Major Jonathan Bradley, Regimental S2, Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Carson Miser, Regimental S3, Cadet Major Jacob Kane, Regimental S4, Cadet Command Sergeant Major Stephanie Trejo, Regimental Command Sergeant Major.
The 2nd Battalion is commanded by Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Lauren Rutherford. The Battalion Command Sergeant Major is Cadet Command Sergeant Major Maya Hall. Headquarters and Headquarters Company is commanded by Cadet Captain Andrew Barnes. Company First Sergeant is Cadet First Sergeant Alex French. Charlie Company is commanded by Cadet Captain Joshua Della Rama. Company First Sergeant is Cadet First Sergeant Cameron Stevens. Delta Company is commanded by Cadet Captain Caleb Acock. Company First Sergeant is Cadet First Sergeant Madison Rice.
The 1st Battalion is commanded by Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Edward Wilson. The Battalion Command Sergeant Major is Cadet Command Sergeant Nikes Norman. Alpha Company is commanded by Cadet Captain Kayla Johnson. Company First Sergeant is Cadet First Sergeant Gregory Frazier. Bravo Company is commanded by Cadet Captain Jared Reimer. Company First Sergeant is Cadet First Sergeant Malik Simmons.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and render appropriate honors as the national colors pass in front of your seating area. For our guests in uniform and our veterans as desired, please render the hand salute. For our guests in civilian clothes, please place your right hand over your heart.
The 4th Battalion is commanded by Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Griffith Greenwood. The Battalion Command Sergeant Major is Cadet Command Sergeant Major Christian Mahica. Alpha Company is commanded by Cadet Captain James Mall. Company First Sergeant is Cadet First Sergeant Rajan Rose. Bravo Company is commanded by Cadet Captain Isaiah Horn. Company First Sergeant is Cadet First Sergeant Deandra Howard.
The 3rd Battalion is commanded by Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Jackie Wilson. The Battalion Command Sergeant Major is Cadet Command Sergeant Major Sawyer Atkinson. Echo Company is commanded by Cadet Captain Connor Zecca. Company First Sergeant is Cadet First Sergeant Kayla Phillips. is commanded by Cadet Captain Ely Westmoreland. Company First Sergeant is Cadet First Sergeant Noah Goodard. Headquarters and Headquarters Detachment is commanded by Cadet Captain Joyce Chow. Company First Sergeant is Cadet First Sergeant Kalia Wright.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the Army song.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the 140